Today on Seattle Refined, inside the art of neon.
So make a 90 and then pull it back up toward you.
We get schooled on this fascinating art form from the best in the biz.
Whoa, there you go. See?
Then I jet off to the Big Apple and get all touchy-feely with the Chew crew.
We are on the set of the Chew. Let's get a group hug before we start.
Find out what happened when they let me run wild backstage.
We're the Chew crew.
Seattle Refined
starts now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Garth Swanson. You know, we get to cover a lot of food here on this show. So lucky for us, we have a lot of foodies on our staff. And one show we try to never miss in the office is ABC's The Chew.
The Chew crew of Clinton, Carla, and Michael feel like old friends.
I'm like, finish already, finish! I know.
So when they asked Refined to help find the nation's best chef on the block, we held our own cook-off and sent our winner, Young Cho, up to the Big Apple to compete against other top chefs from around the nation.
Chef Young Cho.
Young had never traveled east of Nevada before, so there's no way we were going to let him go by himself. So I packed a bag and jetted off to Manhattan to join him. The next thing I knew, we were sharing a cab, checking out the sights.
Young, I can't believe you've never been to New York. Now, this is Central Park if you've never been here, right?
I never have been here. No, it's pretty crazy to see a big park right in the middle of the city.
What do you think of New York so far?
Oh, it's busy. Everyone's got something to do. It's very bustling, and it's exciting being here. Even at 3 in the morning, there's just so much activity going on.
Do you know Young Cho from Seattle? Young Cho? Yeah. Just look down the street here. It is jam-packed, and it's in the middle of the day. I know New York has a lot of people, but look at this.
I mean, all the tourists, I can only imagine all the different languages being spoken right now.
Do you know Young Cho? Young Cho, the chef from Seattle? No. New York slaw, here we go.
In a New York minute, we were hoofing it into a pizza joint in Midtown. The selection was huge, and the size of the slices were monsters. We went for pepperoni and mushroom.
New York pizza is the best in the world.
New York pizza, here we come, baby. All right. Let's take a bite. Take a bite out of the Big Apple.
Everything I imagined.
Good stuff, huh?
Good stuff.
Right on.
After we filled our bellies, I dropped off Young at his hotel so he could get ready for his Chew debut. I went to the set early so I could chat with the stars.
We are on the set of the Chew. Let's get a group hug before we start.
The three hosts, Clinton, Michael, and Carla, are the real deal. And the main ingredient for the show's success, the perfect mix of personalities.
Just honestly,
you go to some of those other shows where they have a panel of, hosts, and then during commercial break, they all like, I'm not talking to this one. We don't stop talking to each other the whole hour.
I mean, the one good thing about us is, well, you could be a good actor. We could never be good actors, but none of us are actors, so it's like what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Like, I think if we're all in a good mood, the people at home see it. If we're sad, maybe the people see it. And we're just ourselves on the show, and we all get along, so it makes the show really fun.
You bring the full meal deal, no pun intended, but I mean, you guys have this cooking background, all three of you, and that totally, looks on the show, and you need that.
Right.
Well, yeah. It's like what we hear from our viewers is that they want us, they're inviting us into their house every day around lunchtime. So they want guests who are like entertaining and upbeat, but they also want ideas to feed their family at night.
The happy hosts admit they can't do it themselves. Backstage, a team of chefs help cook up a daily storm of the host recipes. People running around making sure the food is camera ready.
It really is a nice team here.
Well, it's such a fun process to go through. It's like, we come up with recipes, we work on them.
Do you like cheesecake, Guard?
I am a cheesecake connoisseur.
Really?
I can't believe I'm on the Chew right now. I'm going to have some cheesecake with three cool people. I mean, does life get much better than that?
You're going to love this. Carla put a little bit of cinnamon and ground clove, in the graham cracker crust, which takes it to a new level.
what's wrong?
That's good.
We know that Big Apple is stacked with award-winning restaurants, but so is Seattle, and the hosts know it.
it's probably one of the greatest places for product, like food sourcing in the world.
Yeah.
So, and they do such a wonderful job taking the food from their farms, from the water, and putting it out on the plate. It's a great restaurant scene.
A young Cho who's going to be competing. Never been to New York. Give him some ideas on where he needs to go.
Oh.
You guys talk. I'm going to eat a little bit more.
Well, I think he's got to hit all the classics. You got to go to Junior's. You got to go to Katz's Deli. You got to go to all those
Peter
great
Luger's
classic places.
Steakhouse.
Yes.
What about sightseeing?
He's got to do Times Square. He's got to go.
Skip Times Square.
Only tourists go to Times Square.
All right, it was time to pick up Young and get him ready for the competition.
You know, Carla on the Chew said, you got to take Young to Times Square, and look at where we are here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people and a lot of big monitors, something you don't see in Seattle.
This is just a memory for you.
It is. I mean, my dad first immigrated to New York from Korea back in the mid-'80s, and this is the area he was in, so super excited to be here.
And being on the Chew, this could open up a whole new chapter in your life.
I mean, that's not something I'm expecting. It's not something I've always dreamed about. I just want to cook good food.
There was no more time to play tourist. I dropped Young off at the Chew for the moment he's been waiting for.
Please welcome, from Como in Seattle, a chef who uses his heritage to inspire creative dishes, Chef Young Cho.
Tell me about this camp stew.
I gotta tell you, I think it's delicious.
Chef Alex Padilla!
Even though Young didn't win the Chew's Best Chef on the Block, he's still the top chef in our hearts, and he's already making a name for himself in the Big Apple.
Hey, man, you watch the Chew?
Yeah, I seen Young Cho, man. That guy was banging, man.
From Seattle.
From Seattle. Woo! Put a little love in your heart.
He the man.
You see him?
Yeah, on the Chew.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Up next for Young, he's working on opening a brand new restaurant right here in Seattle. Watch this space. We'll let you know when it opens. Seattle Refined is just getting started. Refined readers meet a mystery maven.
I love Seattle as a background.
We convene a book club loaded with suspense. Plus, class is in session.
So, do you think I could do this, possibly?
Yes.
Refined's John Prentice shines a spotlight on an unusual art form.
There you go. See?
Welcome back to Refine. I'm Gart Swanson. One of the things that makes Seattle such a great place to live is that the city's always changing and there's always something new and unique to try. Case in point, Refine's John Prentice discovered a new class that's a real sign of the times.
We're at Western Neon, located in the Soto neighborhood in Seattle. We are a fine art neon sign company.
Western Neon has been lighting up Seattle streets since 1985, and even if you don't recognize their name, you've seen their work.
I think one of the most important projects that we've done in the past was to reestablish the Rainier R on top of the old brewery.
Dylan Newworth works here and says neon is an art form like nothing else.
So a neon sign consists of glass that is bent over a fire to create a design or a graphic. It's filled with neon or argon. If you use neon, that glows red. If you use argon, you combine it with mercury, which makes it glow a very beautiful kind of whitish blue color. By combining those with tinted glass, you create all the different colors you see in the landscape.
Western Neon's founding family ran a neon bending school back in the late 70s, and now Western is bringing it back. You can learn to bend your own neon signs and sculptures from some of the best in the business.
So make a 90 and then pull it back up toward you. There you go.
Kelsey Fernkopf is one of the instructors.
I have been doing it 30 years. I've always loved neon. We teach everybody the basic bends, which are a double back bend, a 90-degree bend, sweeping curve bends, U-bends, rise turns, and then we also encourage them to just go crazy and make anything they want, which would just be like squiggles.
Students heat up glass tubes with gas burners like these, and when the glass gets soft, bend them into neon letters and shapes.
It's an anchor, so if you see like this part of the design is this part, and so that's the part that I just did. And so it's backwards, so when it's lit up it would be facing this way.
Ashley Smith is a student here and says bending glass requires finesse and skill.
once it's heating and you want to bend it, you'll blow air in it, and that way the part where it's bending doesn't deflate.
So this is the beginning, actually this is the end of a sign that I'm making for a co-working space that I work out of. It will be the letter M.
Allison says she couldn't be more excited about learning to make neon.
I'm really fascinated by things that are really intricate and have lots of intricate pieces to them. So I'm really fascinated by designing the pattern, then the stage of actually learning how to bend it properly, make it so that it doesn't break when it gets bombarded, and then the actual elements of the gases, learning about a scientific piece with electricity and different specific noble gases. It's really interesting to me.
Dylan says this class is open to everyone, from pros to first-timers.
Do you think I could do this, possibly?
Yes.
Okay.
Just keep spinning the glass. Spin it around and around and around. Keep it as level to the fire as possible.
Is that getting pretty goopy right there?
No, not yet. Keep flipping it.
Oh, man.
Okay, now rock the bottom and pull it up in front of your face and look at the nice curve.
Whoa!
There you
Look
go.
at that.
See?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You got a nice curve.
You know, that almost looks like the beginning of something pretty good there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I recognize this.
John Prentice, Seattle Refined.
To learn more about Western Neon, log on to our website.
It's writing a plot that
Coming up, Refined fans line up to meet the queen of romantic suspense.
I really like this.
Plus, a Seattle business helping make dreams come true for Northwest entrepreneurs.
Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gart Swanson. Well, if you watch our show, you know our Refined Reads Book Club is a big deal every month. But this most recent get-together will be tough to beat.
That's because a very special guest showed up to discuss our latest pick, mystery novel, Promise Not to Tell by Jane Ann Kurtz. So what better way to chat about the book than with the author herself? Hannah Brewster splashed accelerant around the inside of the small cabin, working feverishly because time was running out. She was certain now that the demon would come for her that night. He'd been stalking her for weeks. That's the opening passage of Promise Not to Tell, the latest novel from best-selling author Jane Ann Kurtz. It sets the tone for the story, one that finds gallery owner Virginia Troy and private investigator Cabot Sutter, both survivors of a cult, on a collision course towards love and danger. As they investigate a mysterious suicide, a death that could be tied to their shared past, and an evil they've long tried to forget.
We have author Jane Ann Kurtz.
We were so excited to have Jane join us for a special edition of Refined Reads at Third Place Books in Seward Park.
So you have written so many books. This one is extra special because it's set in Seattle.
Yes, it is.
Which is where you live.
It just happens to be that, yes. No, I love Seattle as a background. I just love the whole vibe of the city. There's got a real entrepreneurial vibe going on. I tend to do, I always do, self-made people who are making their own future, and this is the kind of city where that works.
Let's talk a little bit more specifically about this book. This has first of all, I think I went through it in like 4 hours. It was one of those books pick up, could not put down.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Tell me about the characters and how you kind of came up with them. You're right, they are self-made.
Yeah, well, the characters in this book are survivors from a cult. They were dragged into a cult when they were kids, and there was the evil cult leader torched the compound one night, and their mothers were killed. They were basically orphaned. So each has that trauma in the background. There's an understanding there that, yeah, it's bad, but I know you can deal with it. And that mutual respect is what draws them together.
And I have to say, we're set up a little bit at the end for maybe a sequel?
Yeah. Yes.
Wait, so are you confirming or are you saying yes, maybe?
I am confirming.
Promise Not to Tell is part of a trilogy following 3 boys, all rescued from a cult and taken in by the town police chief.
So each book is a story of one of the boys who is now an adult, and this is Cabot's story, and the last story will be Jack's story, and then we get to see what happens to the evil cult leader.
Jane is working on the book now, the latest addition to a library that already includes more than 50 New York Times bestsellers written under 3 different names. Jane Ann Kurtz for contemporary romantic suspense, her birth name, Jane Castle, for futuristic romantic suspense, and Amanda Quick for historical romantic suspense. So why Amanda Quick?
Well, I walked into a bookstore and I went to the romance section and I looked at the shelves, and at the time there was nobody writing under the cues. I would like to state now that my literary heritage, the legend I will leave behind, is that I opened up the Q section of the bookstores.
Regardless of the name she's using, Jane is always writing romantic suspense, a genre all its own.
There's a real balancing act in romantic suspense, in my mind. Every twist in the plot has to change the relationship in some way, and every change in the relationship affects the suspense in some way. So it's writing a plot that interlocks like that I love. And all I can say is I grew up on Nancy Drew, and that was probably what I was fated to write.
If you haven't picked up our March Refined Read Book Club yet, this month we're reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. Now that sounds like a kind of book I could get behind. To learn more, log on to our website.
And if you're up late reading, how about a little dessert?
There's nothing easier to eat in bed than a mochi ball. You know, those little balls of ice cream covered in a no-mess rice cover? But if you're a mochi novice, no worries. Refined.com has your guide to Seattle's best places to find unique mochi flavors, everything from strawberry to sweet potato. To learn more, log on to the website. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Refined. This is for all the stay-at-home moms out there. If you have an itch to get back into the workforce but really don't know where to start, head to SeattleRefined.com right now.
Contributor Kelly Scahan recently visited a Seattle place called Swing Shift and wrote all about it. It's a place to help women network and get them up to speed about how to succeed in a modern workplace. The creators say Swing Shift is tailored towards women who want to start a new career. To learn more, all you have to do is head to our website.
Networking is one thing, but what if you want to launch your own business? One Seattle company called Ventures is helping people turn their dream into a reality, especially low-income entrepreneurs. Just underneath where they throw the fish at Pike Place Market is a company spawning business minnows into schools of thriving micro-businesses.
So that's a blue agate.
Ventures Marketplace is one-stop shopping for low-income entrepreneurs trying to get off the ground in a competitive business world.
Ventures is a really good opportunity for a lot of those individuals who want to be sustainable and want to have their own job, but they don't really know how to navigate the systems.
You know, every year I do something different.
Here at their flagship store at Pike Place, 75 business owners are showcasing their creations. It's just a sliver of Ventures success stories. Almost all of these small businesses started with nothing. But with Ventures support through coaching, business development, classes, and financial backing, they are flourishing. But the real jewels are the stories behind the businesses.
So this is a piece that
I really like this.
I've done
really like it.
with wire. So basically, I've taken 12 feet of wire.
12 feet, that's all one piece? That's all one wire?
Well, it's 12 feet.
Deidria Daniloff started with an idea and nothing else. Now with the help of Ventures, her jewelry business is booming.
I've learned so much, about how to run a business, how to decide who's my market, just everything you need to do a business. They've given me an opportunity to sell my things, and it's just been great.
For years, Ventures has guided underserved communities, almost all low income. Over 2,500 micro businesses have been launched, improving the lives of thousands through small business ownership.
How can we continue doing handmade, but also sustainable business for our entrepreneurs?
What's your hottest seller here?
The hottest seller, I would think, would be my earrings. I do earrings with multiple circles.
I get so inspired. I have the best job of the world because I get inspired for all these entrepreneurs. They come and they ask really good questions. They challenge my team, they challenge myself, they challenge the community of saying, this is what I'm passionate about. How can the community help me? So that's very cool. That's really amazing to see.
So far, Ventures has generated more than $1 million of revenue for their clients. They also continue to support each business for years after launch. For more info, check out SeattleRefined.com.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Garth Swanson. Thanks for joining us here on Seattle Refined. We will see you next time.